Hey everyone, this is Tracy with Color Me This. Today is episode 261. We are continuing with the daily color, and this is Friday, which means tomorrow will be day 2 of the big in romantic country. So I have colors picked out, and I do have one observation on yesterday. I don't want to reveal the whole page, but I am going to tell you a flaw in the execution of my plan. I feel, looking at the other two rows, that this is too much red on the doors and blue on the top, which are the flowers. I should have done red, red, red. This needed to be flip-flopped with the blue door and the red flowers. This is Pablo. I might actually try to execute that using my electric eraser, which I need to find. So that is all my follow through on the third row. A little too matchy-matchy for my taste. We're now moving on to the third and the most exciting thing we get to do today, which yesterday didn't really have. The top row had the teapot. That was a unique coloring experience. It had the glass jars, which was also unique. The second row had a pumpkin. The third row really didn't have anything too exciting. The last row here has a pear on the left, and it has one jar on the right. So we're going to be able to have some fun with that. And then we actually get a third fun element, which is the key. So let's get to it. For the pear, we've got green, lime green. I have a scarlet. I will be possibly, oh, and I have a third, a little bit more yellowy green called a mustard. I'm going to start with a very light glaze of the lime to establish the pear-like color. I do plan on a soft layer of the scarlet red, but I don't want to have too much of the green underneath it because I don't want it to turn into mud. And I want some tooth showing through. I want it to be brighter here in the middle area where the pear gets narrower. And then I'm going to soften it. Alright, so that's my red. I'll even have it come down around the window. Now I get to come in a little darker with the lime. I noticed today that the birds, there's more birds, and we have seen some birds returning. So it has been quite chittery today. My parents have looked at another house. It actually is the house they've been interested in all along. So they have two to compare. They really have information on 3 houses that are available. 2 are available immediately. 1 would be a negotiation. The people who are living there have to wait until they're putting a mobile on some property, until that is all finished before they could sell. And then there's a 4th house which is going to be available in November. It's sort of like playing house hunters. I used to love that show where the property, you know, there's always three properties. None of the three are perfect. And so they have to make a choice. They have to do a compromise. And the compromise on this property is that the perfect one has two issues. One, it's overpriced by quite a bit. I think my mom's husband is of the mind that he would pay almost whatever. And the price they want is not even within reason, in my opinion. So we will see how that goes, should they choose to pursue this one. There's a pretty big gap currently with the price being so high. Systems in it, old. All the appliances, old. So what I suggest, of course we do, is drop the price. According to the, like, what would replacement appliances run. The furnishings are very old, and in this day and age, the other houses have beautiful furnishings included. So there has to be an adjustment for that. I believe that they would be totally fine letting the golf cart be sold, sold with the place. All right, I think the pear is good with the little rosy color here off to the side, just kind of speckled. Green showing through. Doing the tannish brown colors. I threw in some green. I do have the I have to see if this is going to work. I kind of like that for something different. I am super tired. I woke up this morning at 6:01. I am a sleep-in person, but with my parents here. First it was that I couldn't sleep because they were coming and they weren't here. Now I can't sleep because they are here, and we just have so much crammed into each day that my brain cannot turn itself off. So speaking of which, let's go ahead and turn off the personal part of the brain and get to these pencils. So Amazon Basics. We have Amazon Basics. Let me show you colors used and talk a little bit about them and how they feel. So I just finished with the pear. The pear was pretty much lime green, and I showed you scarlet. So I did share those. There's scarlet. The numbering is 500 through 572. They are in their color family order, how I've left them. I am fine with how they are sorted. And then we have 3 greens. The biggest flaw with this set of the 72 is the blue doesn't get dark enough, the green doesn't get dark enough, red does have a decent burgundy, orange has a decent dark orange, the grays are all on the dark side, only one lighter gray. I do have picked this one light gray called light gray 564, and it is actually for the house here that I want to keep neutral. And then the 3 greens are yellow green 549, brilliant green 540, and green 546, which still does not get dark green enough. Scarlet is 509. We do have a basic yellow called yellow 504. Notice the infamous 04 or number 4 that is canary yellow. Oh, sorry, that is the wrong thing. I was supposed to color the windows. Gonna crank this out. So because I was up at 6 o'clock this morning, I am super tired. We have this tan, brown ochre, 556, and I am doing some interesting random. I'm having my light source be on the right. Let's see if I remember that on this door. The key is going to be browns. The browns are here to make it look gold. That was ochre, no, brown ochre, 509. I have a more browny brown, burnt sienna 557. Moving to a darker brown called bark 555. I want to bring in the bright yellow orange called ochre 552. It's more mustard color. There even is a mustard color. Okay. Bark was the darkest brown. This is dark chocolate 561. This is almost a super dark gray. Back to a brownie brown. almost there. We've got to work on our bottle. Work on the bottle. Let's do some greens. I'm going to start with the middle green, which is called green, 545, 546. I'm going to have to do blues on the flowers. All right, light. I am super duper tired. I feel a nap in my future. I would like to not have to do the sky that is hinting that it is nighttime sky because it has 3 stars. It feels like I would rather have the sky be neutral colored with the stars yellow. Make sure we get these last couple of leaves. This is the bright green. So the greens are funky. They have like the different tones: a blue green, a lime green, a mustard green, a dark green, a pine green. There's like 6 or 7. However, there aren't the light, medium, and darks of each of the types of greens. So I'm having to mix some, and then once again, they don't have a dark. Even just any old neutral dark green does not seem to exist in this set. But this is the darkest. It is, oh no, brilliant green is not the darkest. The darkest is green, 546. All right, the lightest color is back to yellow green. There is also lime green, should I choose to use it. 4 greens done. And I still see a little bit of some green work over here. I also see opportunity for some cleanup and erasing. Gonna leave the walk up to the door uncolored. I have done that trick in the past. Nice. I see a little bit of blue needed. Have to sneak the green back. I did a little thing with this green. I did the inverse on this green leaf with a very light in the middle and darker on the outside. I even can go a tiny bit darker here. Again, we're missing the very dark green, but that looks nice. I have blue. I am working on my dark blue, which is the darkest blue. It does not quite go dark enough for my liking, though it will work in a pinch. I am gonna do some light blue here. I think I want to go even darker. So I'm just doing some light glazing because I don't have a darker blue. This is it. It's not bad. That works. These are a little bit more on the buttery side, less on the silky. Feel a little more like a wax type pencil. And they don't blend as easy. I'm using pretty hard pressure to get this to smooth out and not look toothy. Yesterday's Pablos were very fast. They blended and filled in the tooth in like within 2 layers done. This is more work. And I do plan to try to fix that row 3 that I told you I really wanted to invert the door and the flowers. And we're going to see if I can get away with it using the electric eraser. And I won't do it on camera, mainly because I don't have the eraser right now. I mean, yeah, I don't know where it is at. Okay, so now we have this lovely simple label. It's going to be the only color for the key, which is just gold and green. I really wanted this to be blue. It was going to be gray. So there is a nice simple bluish tag. I'm now going to do the heart. The heart is going to be very much lighter on the right. And I have this sharpened claret. I already showed you the scarlet color. I'm going to sneeze. Pardon me. 525 claret. I want it to be sharp because it's just a very small amount. So there's the shadowed side. Oh, I went over the line there. And then this door, I've got 2 doors. Claret is going down first on both doors on the left side, which is the shadow side. Here are or is the scarlet. Now it is doing a nice job of filling in the tube and blending perfectly with the claret, and it is quite orangey. That is lovely. I like that door. I like it. Let's see how well we do this teeny tiny door. All right, I am going to do the blues. These 2 flowers get to be blue. I have to keep them dark because for the glass effect, I also have to use blue. I apologize if my knuckle is making the camera. I'm trying to keep it off. This 4th image is always a challenge. Now, this is a very light blue. It is called Smyrna blue. The darkest blue is the color blue, 533. Smyrna blue is 532. Circles, just going in circles, medium-ish to hard, going along the leaves, following the curve, leaving white around the flowers, both of the flowers. And then I will be adding white to that. We're just about finished. We're really fast today. Okay, so I'm adding some more blue to this tag. I have the light blue here. I wish that I had done red in here. I might have to erase that. I don't know what I was thinking. I think I knew that was supposed to be red. So it is at 30 minutes. I'm just about finished. I was thinking of running around the house, trying to find the sharpener. It might be in my new, so the one thing about my new end table here is that it is hard to get into the front. I actually have to sit all the way up to access the very front. All right, so those are my, oh, I was gonna do yellow on the stars. I wish I had a midnight blue. If I had a midnight blue, which I do not, I would be doing a midnight blue sky here. I don't think, first I was gonna do light blue here, but I already have light blue in my glass. So I'm just talking through my, kind of my scene organization and the colors to make the scenes kind of go together and flow. Since I have light blue for the glass, this needed to be left alone and the only little blue could go on the tag. If I had a navy blue, I would totally put navy blue here and just in deep, and then it would fade out toward the stars. And I might even toy with, I don't know if I want to do blue-gray, like mixing the colors together. We will see if I am motivated for that. Completely 100% happy with that pair. I think that came out very cute. I've got this brown on the door. The door knobs will be gold. Teeny tiniest doorknob ever, second tiniest doorknob ever. The key here is going to stay just colored with pencil to achieve the sort of gold brass appearance. That is me dropping a pencil, which seems to be my favorite thing to do. Dark chocolate. So I have this little bit of dark chocolate color. Dark chocolate 561. Brown ochre 556. I have done better before on my gold. But I think that's okay. I did, you might not be able to tell, but I did use the very lightest gray called Light Gray 564. All of the colors will be on my description. And again, the only thing I want to play with is, these should be red, these two flowers. Lupins, they need to be purple or blue, just in my mind. Yes, one last little bit of brown for this teeny chimney. I think my favorite is the key. Coloring the pear, subject matter the key. And I would have said the glass jar, but now glass jars, I see them everywhere in the book, so they're not as unique as that key. Okay, I'm going to pause. I'm going to find my sharpener and see what I can do. I will return very soon. Here I am. I've got my eraser. We are working on the jar. I'm going to go ahead and move over to the center because it's so hard to work in this side. You can see I'm now clamping. I also have the right edge clipped on the big clip of the clipboard to help keep this very stable, to try to keep the focus correct. And then the last bit of magic for this silly right hand side is for me to keep my camera level with the image. I think I got it pretty clean. So this is a testament to the non-staining nature of the Amazon Basics. I am getting that little edge of that heart that I went over the line on. Let me grab my 2 reds. This will finish this one off, and I was able to fix it, and then I do need to do a similar fix to the Pablos, and I am not sure of the staining. Now, I see a little bit of purple here. Let's just see. Red and blue make purple. And now we've got this orangey red. Let's just see if we get this red enough. I could sharpen this a bit. I do feel it's going to work. I was able to go to the pool today with my mom. The exercise gal had a medical thing done Wednesday, so she was not feeling well enough to do. She does the floor Zumba and the pool now, so that's a big workout. So she was not up to the task, so we went out and hung out at the pool. It was my mom's first time hanging out this visit. This is officially they got here late in the afternoon on Thursday. I think 4:30, 5 o'clock. Let's get that as white as we can get it. That's going to work. Look at that. So I feel, looking at all 4 of these, that I did a much better job of varying the colors. It helps that none of the floral elements were up high. We're at 38 minutes, which means we have a couple minutes to spare. So I am sitting back here. I want to share with you guys my attempt. I want these flowers to be red. This is Pablo. I am not sure if I can do it, but let's just check. Because worst case, I erase it. It's still too blue stained for my liking. And I just put blue back on. There's definitely a little bit of staining. What I'm contemplating is that blue, that one blue, this one red. I have to get my Pablos out. I put them all away. I try to put them away right away and move on. Part of it is to keep me from doing exactly what I'm doing here. Changing my mind. So one of the things I do when I make cards, I have my matting, which is the size of the background. It's basically the background. We call it a mat. I might actually do a background with a pattern. All right, so that is as blue and red removal, as much removal as I can get. So on my own time, I will grab my Pablo red and blue. I need to refer to my description, which I refer to all the time, and then see if I can reverse those colors. Again, here's what we did today. So when I do card making, I like that I can create layers, I have die cuts, I have a label with a sentiment on it, I have my mats, and everything gets to be layered up individually. And the challenge that I have with coloring is that it's all flat on a page. I don't get to mix and match things. I really enjoy mixing and matching in card making. That is very satisfying to me and very fun. I usually make enough materials to do a few cards. I never make them the same. And then my goal is to put all those pieces together and make 2 to 3 cards out of the materials. I'm just now, since I have the eraser with me, I am looking for areas where I colored over like I did with that heart, which has been fixed. This is a little bit dark, kind of sort of purple, but not bad. So I think that'll do it. Do all the YouTube things, like, share, comment, consider subscribing, and we will meet back here tomorrow, and we will do the Daily Color Big in Romantic Country. I hope to see you there.